Hi guys, so welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today is just a unplanned vlog update that's got nothing to do with waxes and more to do with just general kind of detailing stuff.
So it came to this, got there all too fast. All you could hope for turned right on into dust. My sweet Lord, where am I bound? Help me get my feet back on the ground. My sweet Lord, where am I bound? Help me get my feet back on the ground. My sweet Lord, where am I bound? Help me get my feet back on the ground.
So we've been working today for probably about 6 or 7 hours on this BMW 1 Series. So it was just a bit tired and kind of beaten up a little bit, the paintwork. So it's being prepped for someone to sell. So it's just, I've just gone over this with the Flex 34, the Flex 3401 over here, and the Flex PE8/4 on some of the other bits that I couldn't, they're a bit harder to reach. I used the S20 product, you can probably see somewhere over there. So it's just had a 1-stage polish due to time really. It has really brought the paint back up though. And we are going to now seal this car. So yeah, just a little bit more producty kind of stuff. I finally got around to testing some stuff that some people have sent me. So I tested the AM foam from AM Details, which is a channel that I follow on this channel. You can see it in my featured channel list, and they do their own products, and the snow foam's really good. What I like about this snow foam is it says wax safe snow foam, which is great. I think it's a pH neutral one, but what I really like about this snow foam is it wasn't too thick. It was just how I like it, snotty and runny, and it cut through the dirt quite well. Even though the car was pretty clean, it was good. It's a good effective snow foam, that, so thank you for that sample. I'll be using that till that runs out. I was also using, this is a great thing, this is from Monster Shine. If you check out Paul Dalton's channel, is it? That you can see, I think I've got it featured on mine. Paul Dalton Detailing. There's a proper review on this. It's an internal kind of dressing, so you can lay it over your dashboard and kind of, anything kind of plasticky or vinyl. It's got a really nice smell. So that's the best thing about this, is the smell. It's got a real rich, not just like a mild cocoa, it's a real rich, deep chocolate smell. And you're going to like that. It's one of these products that is just a little bit different, and definitely a fantastic scent, which you get in the cockpit. Okay, so it's quite a nice product, that chocolate sauce dressing from Monster Shine. I used Lloyd's Auto Perfector M1 glass just on the insides, and I used it on the outside as well, because it just stays really loose. This tool you can get here from Halfords, it's a glass cleaner. It's really handy for being able to kind of reach out when you're doing the glass and just kind of working kind of squares, doing your crosshatch so you get everything, you know what I mean? This is a fantastic tool. It's only a couple of quid. It's one of the best things Halfords sell, this glass cleaner. So that's what else I was doing. I've used Car Pro Pearl, which is something you'll probably all be familiar with. I use it when I want to kind of bring kind of black rubber. It's not coming out too well in this photography, but this was a bit kind of grey and dull, and you know, like the scuttle was as well, and these kind of wing mirror bits here. So I just always use Car Pro Pearl on these sorts of things to darken them off a little bit, give them a bit of shine. I used it on the wheels as well, and on the tyres, sorry. I am going to be using this Synth Seal from Autoglands to seal the car. Why am I going to be using it? Because it's easy to apply, okay? You lay it out, it hazes up in about 5 minutes, you buff it off, but the main thing is it's not one of those ones that goes like rock and you have to really buff hard to get it off. It comes off the car so easily. Then I leave that on the car for 24 hours after I've buffed it off, and then I'll top it with a wax. This is just an easy to use sealant. It lasts a long time as well, which is good, so I like this one. So I think that's all the products I used. Another thing that's worth mentioning, Andy from Clean Your Ride sent me very kindly one of his twisted drying towels here, and I've got it up against the Fireball drying towel and a Chinese. So these are both Korean warp knit drying towels, and this is a Chinese one. And I was saying in that post about the difference in quality. So it's basically, I think the Fireball one and the Clean Your Ride one, I don't think they're made in the same factory. They're very similar. You probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. The only way you can tell the difference is the border, the way the border's put together. You can see the slightly different. There's more of a gap on that one, and the way the borders are terminated are different on the two towers. As this one kind of does that twist and seals it off, whereas the Fireball one, it goes over the top. So I think they're made in different factories. There, so you can see the different border cuts. The actual kind of pile, if you like, or the nap, the twisted fibre is virtually identical on these. It's very hard to comment on any differences between quality on these. You can almost see they look the same and feel the same. So really, the Fireball offering I think is 14 quid, maybe a bit less than that, maybe 12 quid or something. I think Andy's selling these for a tenner. So if you want a good quality Korean warp knit towel, this is probably about as cheap as you're going to get them, and they're the same size as well, so they're big towels. If you have a look at my Chinese one, if I can get the focusing right, come on. I was saying about, I'm going to go to manual focus, hold on. May the force be with you. Right, there we go. I don't know if you can see this, but I was saying that the easiest way to tell the difference is the little loop, the little twisted threads on these Chinese ones. They're not as tightly twisted, and the threads are thinner. That's the one thing I could notice, and they're more prone to unravelling. But they still work, okay? This one is double-sided, which is so. I actually like this Chinese towel. Let me just go back into autofocus. But the quality of the Chinese one isn't as good as these Korean ones, so that's fantastic. So yeah, Clean Your Ride, and he sent a really cool sticker as well. It's like all raised bubbles. So, and a buffing cloth which I haven't used yet, which is really nice actually. This is a soft, I can tell this is made in Korea. This is a high quality buffing cloth, very similar to a Car Pro Boa, maybe perhaps slightly less dense, but high quality, no linting, very nice. So I'm going to be using this to buff off the sealant, I think, right now. So yeah, that's kind of everything we've done. We also managed to get I also managed to get the interior of the car quickly detailed. Well, it's not detailed, it's been cleaned. It's clean and tidy in there now. Hasn't been wet vacked, but it's been blasted with upholstery cleaner and sucked off, if you pardon my French. These were all covered in stains and they're all okay now. It's actually in pretty nice shape in here. You know, it's getting to where it should be. And the engine bay. The engine bay as well. We've got that all dressed up and looking nice. It was the engine bay was probably the easiest bit actually, but the aim was to get this car looking like, you know, a nice brand new BMW, not some old tired BMW. And once we've got the sealant on there and we've got the wax on top of it, it'll all be done and it will look lovely. only other thing worth mentioning, this will give you an idea. I want to drop any of these. Just from cleaning, polishing that car, this is how many microfibers I've used. A ton of them. And the reason being is when you go and pick up all the polish, you take it off the car, eventually the microfiber gets covered in polish, and then when you go to pick it back up again, you're actually smearing more polish back on. So you're constantly changing sides. When you've exhausted all 4 sides, you go to another cloth and just keep using cloths, fresh cloths, fresh cloths, fresh cloths, fresh cloths. When you're removing polish after the polishing phase, you know, after you've machined an area and you're removing polish for the last time, it's really important to take your time and get all of that polish off and buff it all up nicely. Make sure you don't leave any in any of the gaps, because that's the time when you're really going round the car. So why go round the whole car again later on trying to look for little bits of polish that you've missed? So while you're there removing it, take your time, keep cycling through these cloths. The only other thing to mention, if you didn't see my wash mitt video, I was talking about these Chinese mitts that are £1 on eBay. These are just brilliant. Go and get some if you haven't got any. I really favour these. The reason I favour them is because the pile is just about the right height, okay? With some of the bigger piles, the dirt, you know, little bits of leaves and stuff get snagged and caught in them, and you can never really get them out, even if you're rubbing them over the grit guard or running your hands through them. Whereas with these, if anything gets snagged in there, you can always generally get it out. But also, because they're so cheap, whenever you're cleaning your car, you can just get like 5 or 6 of them out, a big wad of them out, then you use the first one, you know, and then you're cleaning it. When you get any grit in there or bits of dirt in there that you think, oh, I'm not, you know, I don't want to run that over my paint, and it's too much hassle to get it out, you just discard it and then go on to the next one. And I just find it a lot quicker doing that than kind of when you've got a big sort of, you know, either one of those big lamb's wool ones or anything with a longer pile, when you've got that one mitt that you're using for the whole car, and if it does get stuff in there, it can take quite a long time to keep cleaning it out, you know what I mean? So the more I use these cheap £1 synthetic Chinese mitts, the more I like them. They are completely safe as far as I can tell. They are nice and soft, but it's the pile length which is really good on them. And if you don't like them for paintwork for whatever reason, you're more paranoid than I am, and I'm pretty paranoid, they're great for like just doing the lower seals or the wheels or anything. £1. I've just ordered another 10 of them, I think, because I'm using so many of these, and when they start getting a bit shabby, because they're only £1, straight in the bin. Or give them to the missus. Clean the toilet with them. In terms of pads, we've done a whole car with 2 pads, which is pretty easy to do because it was a light, fast polish. We'll say fast polish. It's probably been about 5 hours of polishing, which is pretty quick. Yeah, as long as you manage them and keep the pores clean on them. I mean, normally you'd probably get through at least 3 or 4, but yeah, I just used 2. These are lake country polishing pads. Now, when you're doing a 1-stage, you can elect to either use a cutting pad or a polishing pad, really, or something in between. I've used the 1-step on the orange and blue lake country cutting pads, and I just find you get better results if you use these white polishing pads in terms of the finish when the type of job you're doing is more about enhancing the paint. Even though there's a bit of correction going on, it's more about getting that finish back than it is really trying to cut out lots of damage. So yeah, my video on how to use that 1-stage polishing was using the dual action polisher and the green Hexlogic pad, which works really well, by the way. That just seems to work on everything. It's a bloody brilliant compound, that S20. It really is. You can use it on individual scratches, like and it will cut it out beautifully without leaving any buffer trails. And that's one of the reasons I had the little rotary out, as well as for hitting some of the areas. There was a big scratch and I thought, I'm going to need to wet sand this. And I thought, wow, sod it, I'll just give it a go with the little cheap Chinese cutting pad and the S20 because I had it out, and it just took the scratch out really easily. Well, you know, it took two passes with the rotary on quite a high speed, but it didn't leave any buffer trails or anything because of the way it breaks down. So it's quite a versatile product, that S20 as well, and really, you can use it with anything. You know, it's just a really easy to use product. So yeah, these have all been soaked, they're all damp so the product doesn't dry up on them. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is just going to go ahead and seal this this car in a nice easy way. It says 5 to 10 minutes on the Autogland Synth Seal. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes because I know probably if I leave it longer it will cure more, the polymers will cure more and get stronger, and it will give me maybe more longer durability slightly. I just don't want to be buffing anything off that's difficult, so I'm going to give this 5 minutes, take it off while it's still easy to remove. And that's the great strength of this product. It comes off nice and easy. Good gloss and really nice water behaviour as well. It's got to be the best bit, isn't it? Okay, make a note of the time, so about another 4 minutes, we'll take that off. So easy to put this on. Okay, time to buff off on the front bonnet. So we're going to use Andy's Clean Your Ride buffing cloth, which is nice and big. If the buffing cloth's brand new, they always tell you to wash it first, and that's the manufacturer's get out jail card in case there's any debris in there from the manufacturing process. So let's just have a look at them. If it looks like it's not got any debris in it, go for it. That's what I do. But if in doubt, give it a wash. So this has been about over 5 minutes. Oh, that's nice. Beautiful. This cloth's picking it all up. Lovely. Let's gives a good shine, this and all. This product. Whoops, so easy. Woo. Okay, down the side. Okay, I'm going to switch microfibers now. This is good. After a while they get saturated with sealant. This is a Boa 350. It's just a bit of a shorter nap. Really nice and soft. Just have to be careful with the edges, that's all. Just make sure you keep this one nice and flat like this. You don't need to use too much pressure, but you want to buff any product that you can see sitting on there away. So you're just left with a nice glossy paintwork. Whoa. I get too old for this shit. This car's going to be shining. Woo! Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off putting this sealant all on the car, and then buff it off, and then we'll show you what it looks like when we're finished.